Hello everyone. In this video I am going to start with a new topic that is demand schedule, and further I will discuss what is demand curve, what are the facts, what is law of demand, all these things we will discuss in this video. So let's start. Demand schedule is a tabular representation showing a inverse relationship between price and quantity demanded. Now let's briefly discuss what is this. Demand schedule generally just tell us the shows us the inverse relationship between price and quantity demanded in a tabular format. This is example of mm, this is example of demand schedule, which shows a inverse relationship between price and quantity of the commodity. Let's see, when the price increases, the quantity demanded of that commodity decreases gradually. And now this is the demand curve. Now from here only the demand schedule is completed. We will move forward to demand curve. This is how the demand curve looks alike, and now we will discuss what is demand curve. Demand curve is a visual or graphical representation of demand curve that shows inverse relationship between price and quantity demanded. Now what is now uh, it's same as the demand schedule. Demand schedule is the tabular representation, and the graphical representation of it is known as demand curve. Its demand curve is a downward sloping curve showing the negative relationship between price and quantity demanded of a commodity. Demand curve is a downward sloping curve. In of a vertical column there is price, and in horizontal column there is quantity. Okay, our demand curve is also completed. We will move forward towards law of demand. Law of demand is basically the shows the relationship between price of the commodity and demand of the commodity, where all the other factors like price of related goods, income, taste and preference of the consumer, and all the other factors are constant. We'll see the definition where it's written as being other thing constant, ceteris paribus, there is a definite inverse relationship between quantity demanded and price of the commodity. Ceteris paribus means to be constant. It's a word which reflects a thing to be constant. Okay. Thus, the inverse relationship between price and quantity demanded, where all the other factors affecting the demand of a consumer are constant, is termed as law of demand. Okay. This is the relationship where when price increases, the demand of the commodity decreases, and when price decreases, the demand of this commodity increases. Okay. See here, there is an inverse relationship showing in this picture. Okay. Now, what are the assumptions that we should keep in mind while discussing law of demand? There are basically five assumptions that we are assuming while following law of demand. That is, price of related goods will remain constant, income of the consumer will remain constant, taste and preference will remain unchanged. All the other factors except above which I have discussed till now, these three factors, will also remain unchanged. Commodity should be a normal commodity. It should not be an inferior commodity. Then this law of demand will not at all applicable. We will see the exceptions in this chapter only. In this video only, we will discuss in latter part what are the exceptions of law of demand. Now, now we will discuss why does the law of demand operate, or reasons behind downward sloping of the demand curve. That is why there is an inverse relationship between price of a commodity and demand of a commodity. We will discuss all this in this topic. Okay, there are reasons basically that mm, four reasons basically why the law of demand operate, or why there's a downward slope of the demand curve. The first reason is law of diminishing marginal utility. Now, as we know that as the consumer increases the consumption of a commodity, the utility or the want satisfying power of a commodity gradually decreases. Like a person drinking one glass of Pepsi, the satisfaction that he will get, if he will drink 20 glass of Pepsi, he will not get that level of satisfaction that which he had get while drinking the first glass. Okay, which means that the utility of a commodity decreases as the quantity consumed of that commodity increases. See, here the quantity increases and the utility decreases, which tells us that which shows that if the utility or the satisfaction decreases, a person will always want to pay less for it, not more for it. So as the quantity demanded increases, the utility decreases, the people are also wants to give less and less amount of money for an additional unit of the commodity. Thus, there is an inverse relationship between the price of a commodity and quantity demanded of the commodity, which shows that as the price decreases, as the quantity demanded increases, the price decreases. Okay. Now, law of diminishing marginal utility is completed. Now we will move forward towards income effect. And what is income effect? There are two income. What is money income and what is real income? Real income, money income means how much you can purchase, and real income is what is in your pocket. Now, if you go to a market with 100 rupees, 100 rupees is your real income, and money income means, now let's see example, when the price of a burger is rupees 50 and you have 100 rupees in your pocket, you can purchase two quantities of burger, and as the price of the burger falls to rupees 25, the person can buy 4 units of that commodity. That is, you can buy 4 units of their commodity. It shows that as the price decreases, the quantity demanded by the consumer increases as the real income of the consumer increases. Money income of the real income of the consumer increases. Okay. No, money income of the consumer increases. In income effect, let's see the definition. In income effect, with a decrease in price of the commodity, the purchasing power of the consumer increases. As the price of the commodity falls from 50 to 25, the purchasing power of the consumer increases, as he has 100 rupees only in his pocket, in which earlier he can get only two burgers at rupees 50 per, and now he can get four burgers at rupees 25 per unit. Okay, this shows that there is a definite inverse relationship between the price of a commodity and quantity demanded of that commodity. Okay, now we will move towards the next, that is substitution effect. Substitution effect means that the consumer can substitute towards the other alternative of that good if the price of this commodity increases and the price of the substitute good remains constant. Let's see example. We will it will clearly give you a clear explanation that the price of a Pepsi is rupees 10 and Coca-Cola is also 10. Now there's an increase or a rise in the price of Pepsi from rupees 10 to rupees 20. Price of Coca-Cola remains constant, that is rupees 10. Now a rational consumer will always think that he can drink either Coca-Cola or Pepsi. Now as the Pepsi price has been doubled, so a normal or a rational consumer will always behave like he will drink more of Coca-Cola and less of Pepsi. Thus, the demand for Pepsi will decrease and demand for Coca-Cola will increase. This substitution effect shows that as the price of a commodity increases, the demand for the substitute goods, and if the price of substitute goods remains constant, the demand of the substitute good will rise. Okay. This also shows the inverse relationship price of that commodity and demand of that commodity only. Okay. Now the fourth is new consumer creating demand. Now here it is shown that as the price of a commodity decreases, more consumers start demanding it, and thus demand increases. Now what is this? Now a person who is thinking of purchasing a Maruti Alto which is at 2.5 lakh. Now, if the price now there are suppose 1,000 customers demanding at now present. Now, if the price decreases to rupees 1.5 lakh, so more and more consumers will also start demanding it as the commodity has become easily available or cheap to them. That is, in in earlier 1,000 consumers are demanding at rupees 2.5 per lakh, 2.5 lakh. Now, as the price has gone down to 1.5, more and more consumers will start demanding it, and thus the demand of that commodity increases. This shows that as the price decreases, the demand for that commodity increases. Thus, all these 4 points have proved why there is a downward sloping or an inverse relationship between demand of a commodity and price of a commodity, or why the law of demand operates. Okay, I think this all these 4 points are clear. Now I will move towards what are the exceptions. Letter A. Previously I have told that there are some exceptions of also of law of demand. I will discuss all these five exceptions. Two or three are not in the syllabus, but then also I am discussing it. Like given goods is not in the syllabus of class 11, but we will discuss this. Given goods are those goods whose demand decreases with decrease in price are called given goods. Now, there are some goods like bread. In this Giffen goods definition has given by Sir Robert Giffen. He had seen in his time that as the prices of bread decreases, the demand for the bread is also decreasing, as people are not eating bread because others are not eating bread as the price has fallen down, that if they will eat, they will be seen as an inferior persons to others. Okay, so as a here is in this case, as the price decreases, the demand of that commodity also decreases. This shows a positive relationship between price and demand of the commodity. Okay, important thing is also written here. All given goods are inferior goods, but all inferior goods are not given goods. Okay, inferior goods, you know all that inferior goods are those goods as the income increases, the demand for that goods decreases. They are known as inferior goods. So all the given goods are inferior goods, which shows the positive relationship between demand and price of the commodity. But all inferior goods are not given goods. Okay. Example of given goods I had already given. Now the next point is habitual goods. Habitual goods are the goods that are consumed by the consumers due to their habitual nature, like alcohol. The As the price increases, whatever will be the price, the consumer who has habit to eat or drink that, he will eat at that price only, whether he bring that money from robbery or anything, he will eat or he will drink. Okay, these are the habitual goods. The curve of the demand curve of this good is parallel to x-axis, which shows that the demand doesn't increase or decrease. Whatever will be the price, the demand will remain the same. Okay. Now, third point is conspicuous goods, soft goods, bedlam goods. Now, all these three are different. We will discuss one by one all these three. What are conspicuous goods? Conspicuous goods are those goods that are consumed by the consumer only because others are also consuming it. Okay, like in your neighbor, everybody is purchasing a car. Now, if you will not purchase, then it will not be a good one. So you will also purchase. This is a conspicuous good that everyone is doing. You are also doing that. Okay. Now, the opposite of conspicuous good is snob good. In snob good, as all the consumers are using that in thing common, using that thing, and it has become common to all, the some persons are not using or stop using it. Okay, like if everyone is purchasing a phone of a particular company, then some will stop you purchasing that because everyone is using that company's phone only. Okay, as it has become common to all, so some will stop purchasing or using it. Now, Veblen goods are those goods that are purchased to show the status or to show the social status or uh, prestigious goods. These are example the car, diamond. These are purchased by the rich people to show their social status. Okay, to maintain their social status. So all these three things do not follow law of demand, where that is here no increase in price or demand decreases and decrease in price the demand increases. All these things doesn't happen in all these three cases, this habitual good cases or this different good cases. Okay, two more are there. That is emergency good. Now medicine. The person who is in need of medicine, he will buy medicine at any price, whether it is of 220 rupees or 200 rupees or 2000 rupees. If he wants to save the life of the person who is in or who is in need, he will purchase at any cost. Okay. So here the law of demand doesn't work that if the price decreases the demand increases or the price decreases the demand increases. It's all these things doesn't happen. There is no relationship at all. Thus the law of demand doesn't work in it. Okay. This is the case of emergency good. Then the last one is necessity good. Necessity goods are those goods where also the law of demand doesn't work. The demand curve of this necessity goods is parallel to XYZ. Now, example is salt. If you are earning 20,000 per month, you will eat and you are consuming 2 kgs of salt in a month. If your income increases to 20 crores per month, you will eat 2 kg of salt only. You cannot increase the consumption of salt. This is a necessity good and essential good. This you cannot increase the consumption of it. Okay, thus salt is a necessity good. Here also law of demand doesn't work. Okay, so thank you. With this, I am ending this session. Okay, thank you.